Well, after trying years now, Minnesota is closer than ever to be legalizing marijuana, and now some of the most critical moments in St. Paul. Let's go over those. On Tuesday, the House passed its bill after hours of debate, and tomorrow the Senate is scheduled to talk about its version of the bill. But that's not all. Both chambers expect that to happen and recreational marijuana to become legal, but there's uncertainty about what that's going to mean for hemp-derived THC products that have already been in stores all around our state for the past year. We're talking about those THC drinks, gummies, other products that are really popular right now. So Kent went into that industry today to ask some questions. Hi, Kent.
Yeah, I did, Jana. Now, both of these bills would add regulations and licensing requirements for those THC products, but it wouldn't treat them like recreational marijuana. For example, only dispensaries would be able to sell the high-potency stuff, while these hemp-based products could be sold at even more stores than they are now. But whether that expands this industry remains to be seen. Hemp-derived THC seltzers and gummies have become popular offerings at Indeed Brewing Company in Minneapolis in the past year.
For example, here in this tap room, every few minutes someone's making a purchase of some sort of THC product. It's become popular, and that's come at a time when people are consuming a little bit less alcohol.
Indeed's co-founder and CEO Tom Wisnen says it appears recreational marijuana bills in both the House and Senate would allow the brewery to keep producing those drinks and finally clear the way for legal sales in liquor stores. But he says whether they stay on the menu will likely come down to details that have yet to be decided.
If you add on a huge tax on top of that, if you add on a lot of back-end regulation that cause us to incur costs here at the brewery or any other hemp-derived manufacturer, then that could cause the products to basically be unviable at the commercial level.
The ultimate goal is to keep a thriving hemp industry, a low-potency THC industry.
Ryan Winkler is the chair of the Pro-Legalization Minnesota is Ready campaign and helped pass the current THC law as a legislator last year. But he says the current bills would add some guardrails to an industry that has started without them.
We're making clear that breweries can create these products. We're making clear that liquor stores can sell them. We are making clear that there are limits on how much THC you can actually sell in a serving or in a product as you're making it and selling it across the state. So we're keeping open widespread availability, but we're creating stronger rules for making sure that it actually is a low potency product that is being sold across the state.
We're for legalization. The hemp portion of the bill needs serious fixes.
Stephen Brown is owner of Nothing But Hemp and president of the Minnesota Cannabis Association, a group that is opposed to including hemp products in this legislation at all and is arguing for that low potency label to be above 5 milligrams per serving.
In most recreational markets, you're looking at 10 milligrams of Delta-9 THC, so it's about half of the strength is allowed in this state.
Brown says other unanswered questions surrounding taxes and uncertainty around the licensing process could also have a major impact.
We would probably go out of business in Minnesota very rapidly, and so we have plans on moving out of state completely to another market because of the way that this law is written.
We've been participating in that market.
Tom says Indeed Brewing isn't going anywhere, but these products may be.
Does it feel like the future of THC drinks here will depend on that last negotiation between the two bills?
Yeah, I think it does. You know, the devil's going to be in the details and how this all works out economically and regulation-wise on the other end.
Now, part of the concern here is that both bills would tax low-potency THC at the same rate as recreational marijuana. The House bill calls for an 8% tax for the first 4 years. After that, it would drop to 5%. In the Senate, it would be a flat 10% tax. That's a big difference, and it's still relatively low for high-potency marijuana, but it's high for hemp-based products. They haven't faced any extra taxes in Minnesota for the last year, Janice, so it's hard to adjust your economics there.
Right, I understand it. So the consumer that might have been enjoying these products that they've already had access to for the last year, they see a 10% price increase, they may just say forget it.
Well, especially if you've got higher potency THCs that you can get elsewhere, and that's kind of the concern, that this market in the middle might evaporate.
Yeah, and those higher potencies just in dispensaries, right?
Right.